Hello everyone and happy Wednesday! Today we are at Casanova Park and I'm so excited to have a special guest from the Buffalo Audubon Society, Lauren! Woo! We are here today to learn about birds and their nests.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Makeyenko. I'm the Director of Education with Buffalo Audubon Society. In the last episode we did with Olmsted Parks Conservancy, my colleague Tom Kerr talked about different types of birds, some of which are migratory and some of which are year-round birds here in Western New York. And today I brought along some nests of some of those birds to explore. Many people are backyard birders. They feed birds through winter, and so the birds that stay here are commonly seed-eating birds. So a very common one that you might know is the northern cardinal. The male is up at the top there and female at the bottom. She's a much lighter color, and a lot of people don't realize that in some species of birds there is difference in color between the males and females. Another common bird we see in winter is the American goldfinch, male on top again in his breeding plumage. They don't look like this all year, but when we do see them at this bright color, we know that it's time to build a nest and raise a brood. The female is on the bottom as well, a little bit lighter in color. Migratory birds are birds that travel from one place to another during the breeding season, and we get a lot of those birds here in Western New York. In the winters, they're not here because most of them, their food source is not available to them in our winter months, so they have to travel south to find their food. An example would be the eastern phoebe, which is a beautiful little insectivore, and you can see by its long pointy beak that it would eat insects. We also have an example of a warbler species, which is common here in Western New York, and that would be the yellow warbler, whose song often sounds like sweet, 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 I'm so sweet, and has that kind of cadence to it to be easily identified once you can hear it. The male is on the bottom with those reddish striations on his chest, and the female on top. Also insect eaters. I brought nests of the photos of the birds we were talking about, which are common birds. One that many people can easily identify is the American robin nest. They are what is called a cup nest. It looks like a little cup where the eggs would be laid. Cup nests are often lined with a lighter kind of material that will help to buffer the eggs. They usually have a lot of mud in them to keep them together, so it's a nice solid structure. Not all birds make solid structures for their nests. Some, will just do a scrape on the ground and lay their eggs. Another cup nest example, this one made mostly from grass and weeds. There's animal hair. You can see there's little hairs in there to line the nest, which when the bird is sitting on top, helps the eggs to be protected because they have that softness underneath them when the bird is moving around. Another gorgeous cup nest is right here. This is the American goldfinch, made a lot with like thistle fibers, and they use the thistle down to line the nest. I would take a nap in that nest, no problem. It's a beautiful small little cup nest, really intricately constructed, compared to some nests like the house wren, which builds it mostly out of sticks. You'll find those in cavities like birdhouses or in holes in trees. And if I were to pick this up, it might just kind of fall apart. The next three nests that I'm going to show you are made with softer materials. Some of them are nests that are built right around the fork of a branch in a tree. It really gives it some structure. This belongs to the yellow warbler, which is one of our common warbler species that stay in the summertime and build their nests. Lots of soft, downy material inside to protect the eggs. Look at this nest. This nest has lichen, which is something that grows on the sides of trees. It has thistle down inside. It is the softest, most beautiful little cup nest you ever did see. And it is not big. Look at the size of my hand, or the size of these leaves behind it. This is not a fake nest. This is a real nest that was found, and it belongs to the beautiful ruby-throated hummingbird, which is one of our summer birds that migrates here and nests in Western New York. This nest belongs to the eastern phoebe. Again, a beautiful example of all the different types of materials. So we have mud, we have grasses, we have moss and lichen, we have other types of materials inside to build this beautiful structure. Lastly, in my opinion, the most intricate of the nests around here in Western New York. There are certainly nests around the world that are probably more intricate. This would be an example of like a basket nest. So it hangs in the tree, it's woven around branches, it's made by the Baltimore Oriole, and takes a little bit of time to construct. If you look at it, and you can see all sorts of different materials. They use a lot of man-made materials. They use fur that they find. If they can find thread, they'll use that. They'll peel the fibers from different types of plant stems to weave this nest.
Thank you all for following along. We'll see you next time. Bye!